What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. Go to my newsletter in the link below and sign up and get a free graphic novel. Awesome stuff. Can't beat the price. So I've been reading Berserk, and you've probably watched my reviews of the first two if you are hanging around here. And I figured I'd catch up on the series a little bit more because Volume 6 is already about to come out, and I just can't believe these have been coming out so fast. So it's been a while since reading, and this is the Volume 3, and it's the Deluxe edition by Dark Horse. I love these Deluxe editions so much. They're 7 by 10, which is a great size. So they're oversized art compared to regular manga. They contain 3 volumes in them each, and this is what we get. I can't really flip through this book so much like I can so many others because there's a lot of nudity in here, and I'm not going to turn to those pages, but I'll turn to a couple. Just make sure they're all right before I do. So you can see the beautiful art here. So this is this continues the story. Basically, Guts, the main character, we started the first volume, and he's roaming around with a sword and killing demons and stuff like that. And the second one went back into his past, like established he was abused as a child and killed the guy who raised him because he was so abusive. I mean, it was a really, really dark, nasty stuff, but it honed him into a warrior, into somebody who's going to just fight, and all he knows how to do now is kill. And so in the last one, he joined this band called the Red Hawks, and who's controlled by this guy named Griffith, who has this weird talisman thing that like kind of makes him immortalish. And Griffith is gaining power in a kingdom, and because of his military prowess. And we meet a couple side characters here, Casca and a couple others, who periodically just keep showing up. And sometimes actually the story moves to kind of revolve around Casca or Griffith here, so it actually builds out the cast of characters beyond just Guts in this third volume. But Griffith really has a bunch of ambition, which we learned in the second volume, and he's really trying to become king of a kingdom. And he's been doing so by, of course, like I said, winning battles. In this one, there's an impenetrable fortress that they have to go to, and we learned some nasty stuff about Griffith's past that is involved in that, but Griffith uses that to his advantage and takes this fortress, even though the odds are so wildly against him, it doesn't even make sense. And it worked out really well. So as this goes on, Guts is developing the relationship between different characters. Guts is the main character with a giant sword, and he is kind of demonically killing people too. There's this background thing saying there's going to be an eclipse in 1 year's time, which is going to change everything, with all these weird demons talking about it periodically. And so it's building and building and building, and we're getting that backstory of how Guts got to that point, I guess. I'm not sure where it's going still. But this one ends really tragically for the third volume, and it makes me need to continue to the fourth volume at this point. At this point, the book has gone so smooth, and you're just rolling through these battles and rolling through these court scenes where Griffith's making his political moves, and there's just so much going on. It's just like, wow, I got to turn to the next page, and you can't stop. It is truly awesome. And towards the end of this, there's a really big sex scene, which is why I can't turn to the pages, where Guts finally gets with the Casca gal who's been pining after Griffith this entire time. Pretty, it's explicit. So, I don't know why that's in there, but it is. So, just be warned about that. Now, all the plans fall apart after everything's looking so well. You really like are lulled into a sense of like everything's going to go well for these people. They can't be stopped possibly until Griffith makes just like a stupid error. Because Guts is like, okay, I'm done with this band of stuff now. I'm gonna go off on my own and just like deal. And Griffith kind of flips out, and then makes a very stupid error of seducing the king's daughter. And then we learn the king is really nasty himself and just wanted his daughter for himself in that capacity. So everyone's really nasty in this book is what it turns out. And I usually hate that sort of thing because I usually want a hero to be heroes and villains to be villains. And I don't know, Griffith's always kind of felt like a villain to me even from Volume 2. So I kind of forgive that. Casca really is trying to be a hero as much as she can. She's trying to save everybody's lives, so she fits that mold. And Guts is a reluctant hero, so he doesn't realize what he's doing. you know, has the bigger, better consequences in the world, and that he's making the world a better place because he's just trying to get by. So it's kind of a weird character dynamic, but at least there are a lot of different types of characters, and you really get to see a whole breadth of things, and there are people to root for. You are rooting for Guts and for Casca through this all the way through, and even at points rooting for Griffith, because Griffith's overcome some pretty nasty stuff in his background. But his talisman went down the drain, and he's getting beaten and tortured for over a year by the end of this book. There's a big time jump. So we'll see what happens next. Incredibly fast read, so maybe I'll just read Volume 4 right now. Again, as I've recorded this, Volume 6 is about to come out next week, so I kind of do want to catch up. This is great stuff. 10 out of 10. If you like fantasy works, if you like just like hardcore gritty stuff, this is for you. It is way better than anything Game of Thrones could have ever offered you. All right, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.